Dr. R. Kweku Blacksmith, President of Blacksmith LLC, host of Ask the Blacksmith, and the first African American sports psychologist in the NBA.
Greetings, I'm Dr. R. Kweku Atrophy Smith, better known as the Blacksmith. And I was posed the question, why don't people even attempt to go after their own dreams? Well, I can break this down to you in a variety of ways, and I want to do it in three specifically. The first one is we have natural enemies. These natural enemies are people who don't want to see us succeed. And they tell us that we can't do something. They plant these seeds. They tell us we can't do this. And they don't want us to do it because if we do it, it by then takes a chance away from them to do something great. Or they take this great pleasure in being dream killers for other people. And they plant this seed earlier. You heard Jawanza Kenjufu stated in his book, kill them before they grow. And when they start to talk about these things, how do we plant seeds in a young person to not even believe in themselves so we don't have to worry about them later on in life? But then there's another capacity, because sometimes you have dream killers that's brought on by our friends and family. And you say, well, how can your friends and family be dream killers? Well, you have two types of family members. You have those kinds who are dream killers, almost like your enemies. They want to hate on you because either they've done something successful and they want to be the only one to be successful so they can be the one who's big, who's the one who's shining, the one who everybody looks at with great awe and prestige, and they don't want to share that light. But then you have some who really love you, and they tried to do dreams and they've been hurt, and they want to keep you from that same type of pain, that same type of embarrassment. So they put it into you in almost in a subliminal type of manner, like, hey, don't go after this. This is not for us. This is only for them. This is this person's world. And they create a victim mentality on a subliminal, subconscious level in a way in which they didn't really intend to, but in which they do. And so the person then learns not to go after their dreams because, hey, if this person loves me, and they're like me and they did it and they can't do it, then neither can I. So by default, by association, I learned that dreams are only for some people. But then this is the hardest of it all. Sometimes we have dream killers within us. And not just because of the seeds that was planted by the haters, by the enemies, not just because of the seeds planted by family and friends, but sometimes because of the things we have in our own heart. Some of the things that we've experienced that taught us that, hey, you know what, I've tried and I failed and I don't want to do this again. So sometimes we don't go after our dreams because we tried before and we failed. And so now we become our own worst enemy. We self-sabotage and we tell ourselves, I can't do this. It's not the other people telling us, it's us telling us. And there's that fear of failure. I don't want to go through this pain. I don't want to go through this embarrassment. You know what? It's too hard. This is not for me. I'm dreaming too big. Let me just be content with living an average life. But then there's a fear of success, because guess what? Now we've tried some things and we've had levels of success and it feels good, but we kind of get that imposter syndrome. Am I really this good? Can I really duplicate this task again? Maybe I should stop while I'm ahead and make everybody think that I'm great and want them to ask me to do more. But actually I'm going to stop because I think I've reached my ceiling and I'd rather people think that I can do more. And even though I don't know if I really can, but I want them to think I can and keep that type of prestige. Or it's too much pressure that comes with the success. I know I can do it again, but I just don't want the burden that comes with being successful. I want to have my old life back. I don't want this responsibility. I don't want this pressure. So sometimes the fear of success, the fear of the responsibilities that come with having those dreams is just way too much. But sometimes internally, there's a self-sabotage that we tell ourselves, I'm not worthy of this. And this can sometimes be planted by the seeds of those people who supposedly loved us, sometimes planted by the seeds of those haters. But we gave them life. We helped them germinate even more. And we started to believe in them. And we started to not only believe in them, but we started to nurture them. So when you say, well, you told me why people don't achieve their dreams, sometimes it's because of haters and enemies. Sometimes it's because of family and friends who try to hurt for sometimes good reasons, sometimes selfish reasons, but then sometimes it's within. So the real question is, how do we flip the script? How do we get people who've never believed in their dreams or never believed or wanted to or could have the audacity, the ability, the gall, the grit to be able to attempt those dreams? I say, well, usually one of three things happens to make people go from not believing and attempting those dreams to attempting them. And One of the two are on the same scale. It's because of tragedy or triumph. Something tragic has happened in their life where they say, you know what? I got to change. I got a different mindset. I got a new attitude. I have to do this because I just lost my mom, and my mom was my biggest fan. She told me I could do this, and now I'm going to do this because you told me I could do it. It was great tragedy. Or maybe it's a triumph of a new lover, a new person who comes into our life, and not necessarily a romantic lover, but a lover friend who now gives us a confidence and a boost that we never had. And how is that? They say, hey, you can do this. Hey, I believe in you. And sometimes it's not even a tragedy or triumph, but it's something that we see in our own circle that gives us what the ability that can believe it can happen, because we see somebody who looks like us, who relates to us, and we see them do it, and we see the success that they have, and we now say, you know what, I can do it. And whether it's tragedy or triumph or seeing somebody else doing it and living through them vicariously, what that creates is a paradigm shift. That means something in my mind that was once self-sabotage, that was once self-doubt, that was once self-insecurity, a lack of confidence, has now been flipped. And now it's a belief that I can do it. I can do it over and over. And whatever responsibilities come with this success, I am more than able to handle it, because even if I don't know, I'm resourceful enough, I'm smart enough to put people around me who believe in me, who love me, who care for me, who want to see me not only go to this top, but stay at the top. And this is the best thing once you do get your dreams. You are there then to become a person to change the paradigm shift for the people who don't believe in their dreams. And that's really how it happens. A person who never attempted their dreams because they didn't believe now becomes a believer, does it and achieve, and they give that spirit and that power to the other people who can. And that's how what it duplicates. And so for the people who believe that they can, hear me well when I tell you that you can do whatever is inside your mind. There's a quote that I love. It says, a dream is in the mind of the believer. It's in the hands of the doer. You're never given the ability to dream a dream unless you're given the power to achieve that dream. So whatever your mind has dreamed in the dark corners of that closet that nobody else can go into, that means it's in you to do. The only thing it is for you to have the confidence and the belief and to put in the dedication and the discipline, and you'll find yourself doing things not only that you dream, but beyond your dreams. We want to be not dream killers, but dream healers, dream builders. You can do whatever you want to do. Believe in your dream. Understand the things that keep us from our dream. Flip that script. Don't be afraid to attempt. Don't be afraid to fail, because even in those failures, there's different levels of success that can change the trajectory of our life and put us on a different path to really find us to where we need to be. Because maybe it wasn't our original dreams that we wanted, but it's something else that came from that dream that springboarded us to the next level. So even when there seems to be a seemingly failure, it puts us on the right course. Believe in your dreams, but most importantly, beloved, attempt those dreams. Hello, I'm Dr. Kweku Smith, and I'd like to pose to you the answer to a question that was brought to me. And the question was, why is it that some people would not attack their own dreams, their own goals? And it's perplexing, but yet it's quite easy to understand. It's difficult to overcome, but possible to overcome. So let's get right into it. The number one reason why some people want to attack their own goals and their own dreams is because guess what? Seeds have been planted. For every prey, there's a predator. And so when you look at yourself, you got to know that there's natural enemies, people who don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you succeed just because they don't want you to have success, or because some reason, somehow, some way, they believe that your success would dim or limit their ability to have the great amount of success or success at all. So these are the people who put it in you because it's in their vested interest for you not to succeed. So they let you know this is not for you. You're not college material. You're not supervisor material. You can't play this sport. How many times have people wanted to do something and they had a bright light and then somebody crushed their dreams and made them believe this lie from the propaganda that was presented? But sometimes it's not the natural haters. This is the scary part, because sometimes it comes from within family and from within friends. And you say, well, why would a family or friend do that? For some of the same reason as a hater. Because, see, there's two reasons why a family or friend can make you not believe in your own dream and give you the power to believe that you can achieve it. The first is that just like in the outside where you have haters, sometimes within your friends and family circle, you have haters. And these are people who don't want to see you succeed. Sometimes because they didn't have success, so they don't want you to have success. Or because they had success, they don't want anybody else to have the same amount of success to them. So they try to keep people in their place, don't want them to be the best that they can be to maximize their potential. So you got to recognize that haters can come from the outside world, from the natural enemies, but you can also have what we call friendly fire. But then sometimes, see, this is the crazy part about it right here. This is where it gets perplexing, because sometimes we have family and friends who plant those seeds, but not for any nefarious reasons. They're really saying, hey, I tried to do this. They're not going to let you do this. I don't want you to go through the same pain and hurt. Don't waste your time. Just do A, B, and C. Don't try to do D, E, and F and go all the way up, because you're going to find that it's an illusion. It's a glass ceiling. We can't do this. This is not who we are. We're not built for this. And they're not trying to get the person to not achieve their dreams because they don't want them to do it, because secretly they want them to do it. But what they are doing is they're kind of projecting their own failures, their own loss, their own hurts onto that person and say, hey, I want to protect you from this pain and this hurt and this harm that I'm going through. So it's not necessarily because they have a degree, they don't want you to get a degree, or because they have a certain job, they don't want you to get that same job or get higher than them. They want you to get it. It's just they didn't have that level of success, and they know the pain that came with it, and they're trying to protect you. But see, it's the first and the second reason that kind of leads to the third. And the third reason why people don't attack their own dreams is because, guess what? Sometimes we self-sabotage. And it's because stuff we've been told by haters. It's been stuff we've been told by family or friends, whether it was for good or for neutral or for even positive reasons to try to save us. We let those things digest. But sometimes we have people telling us we can believe in our dreams, but for some reason we don't believe in us the way other people believe in us. They say, hey, go do that, apply for that. Yes, you can do that. You're more than capable enough. You're more than skilled enough. You have all of the tools. But yet we self-sabotage, say, no, that's not for me. No, this is not the time. Maybe another time. Oh, this person would be better for it. And they have a ton of excuses, a ton of reasons. And what I want you to know is this. This is the beautiful thing. So it doesn't matter whether it's the haters, whether it's family and friends who do it for nefarious reasons or do it for seemingly good reasons, just with the negative consequence, or whether we self-sabotage ourselves. We can overcome it. And how do we overcome it? Sometimes by seeing it, because when we see other people do it, guess what? I can't do it because maybe there was a person above you who kind of had the same mentality, but yet they took that leap of faith. And why will people take a leap of faith sometimes? Unfortunately, sometimes it's because of extreme tragedy or because of great triumph. Tragedy is somebody was lost, the person who believed in you or the person who hated in you the most. And because of that death, that person is gone, or because that person no more longer is there, they become a motivation that you didn't have before. Sometimes it's a triumph. You enter a new circle with people who do believe in themselves. You enter a relationship, and not necessarily a romantic, but a friendship with somebody who believes in you. And some of the negative doubts you have, they help to flip the script, and you believe in it, and you seek success, and you do it. But sometimes the cognitive shift, the paradigm shift comes because you see it from other people, or you hear something that you haven't heard, and it changes your mind completely. But the whole thing is this. This is what I want you all to remember, my friends, my family. A dream is in the mind of the believer, but it's in the hands of the doer. You're never given the ability to dream a dream unless you're given the power to achieve that dream. So what that's saying is, if your mind can believe it, then you can achieve it. You know why? Because it wouldn't be birthed in you if it could not be what literally able to be manifested out of you. So if the thought is there, that means that's your purpose. The question is, do you have the dedication? Do you have the discipline? Do you have the determination? There's going to be people to stop you. So guess what? Obstacle is a part of the way. But the question is, do you have the resolve? Do you have the resilience? Do you have that internal grit to say, you know what? I'm going to make it, or I'm going to die trying. And so when we start talking about attacking those dreams, the whole thing is this. Remember to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself when others don't. Believe in yourself when others do. Even if you are the doubter, say, hey, you almost got me, but not for long. Because I know what I'm supposed to do. I know where I'm supposed to be. And this is the same. When you know your why, when you know your purpose, and even death does not frighten you from getting to that goal, there's nothing that can stop you. So beloved, I'll leave you with that quote one more time. A dream is in the mind of the believer. It's in the hands of the doer. You're never given the ability to dream a dream unless you're given the power to achieve that dream. So if it birthed in your mind is able to manifest into reality, have the dedication, the determination, and the discipline to do it. And you might even surprise yourself, but along the way, help some other unbeliever believe in their dream that's ready to be birthed out of them. Blessings and love.